So welcome to the 13th annual PACE Pitch Contest. So welcome to the PACE community, students, faculty, staff, administration, and alumni, as well as visitors from outside the PACE community. I'd like to thank a few people to get started. First, the faculty who have brought their classes, and then when I call your class's name, let's hear some cheers and see who wins, who's the most energetic class. So Shinwa knows Management 250, Managerial and Organizational Concepts. Oh, that's a little weak. How about Andrew Coggins, Management 311? Oh. David Siegel's Management 316. Okay. And finally, Niso Abov's Entrepreneurial Finance. Okay, I think Management 316 is the winner. I'd also like to thank the eLab staff that made all this possible, especially Nikhil Kalyankar, our Associate Director. Nikhil's been with us since the beginning of the eLab and served as my graduate assistant for 2 years before that, and is going back to India soon to begin his own startup. So thank you for 5 years of great work. I'd also like to thank our judging panel. Doris Dafferty, the Director of Product Engineering at Artivest. Jessica Walker, who just walked in, the President and CEO of the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. And Sarah Leshner Carvalho, the Head of Latin America Credit Research at Barclays Capital. I'd also like to thank our keynote speaker, Stan Spiegelman, the Vice President of GFI Development, who will present an overview of the project management effort he led to develop the Beekman located next to our campus over here in downtown Manhattan. So with your phones, if you would please not turn them off, but just silence them, because we are recording. And if you would use them to tweet, we're at PACE eLab. You could see it on the front of your program with the hashtag PacePitch, and we have all kinds of prizes for those that tweet. As a quick intro, my name's Bruce Backenheimer. I'm a clinical professor of management and the executive director of the Entrepreneurship Lab here at PACE. I'm also a Lubin alumni and an entrepreneur. I started a couple companies, both here in the US, Annapolis Maritime Corp, and overseas, Stock Central Australia, and active in the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in New York City, having served on the boards of organizations like the MIT Enterprise Forum and work with the eLab NYC initiative and several startups here in New York. And I also like to think that I have an entrepreneurial mindset, as a professor and the eLab director. Just a very quick couple notes on PACE's entrepreneurship history. I mean, PACE was founded by what I'd consider, two entrepreneurs, the Pace brothers, who came out here, recognized a need for, education, borrowed a couple $100 to rent a classroom when they couldn't find the accounting and law books that they were looking for. They wrote their own. And PACE's entrepreneurship program was formally established as an undergraduate concentration in 1979, so it's over 35 years old, and it's one of the earlier programs in the country. The pitch contest started back in 2004, and the eLab, which is now where all these events are housed, is just celebrated its 5th anniversary. It was started in 2012. The eLab's a collaborative workspace that promotes multidisciplinary problem solving, experiential thinking, and the development of an entrepreneurial mindset. I'd encourage you to not only take a look at the website, elab.nyc, like the top level domain is NYC, so just elab.nyc, but also to come over and visit it. It's only a block away at 163 William Street, the floor above the Seidenberg School. We have all kinds of competitions in addition to the pitch contest, a business plan competition, a mobile app design contest, and hackathon, all kinds of speaker events, roundtables, fireside chats, panel discussions, networking events. We have 3 endowed scholarships. And we ran a bunch of different initiatives, from a veterans entrepreneurship boot camp. We have a very active Israel entrepreneurship initiative, thanks to a donation from an alum, and ran a number of other ones. And as far as academic programs, to recruit you over, we have an undergraduate, a BBA minor. We have a BBA in entrepreneurship, and both as a minor and a concentration. On the MBA level, we have a concentration in entrepreneurial studies and an MS in entrepreneurship. And the last of my commercial messages is on 2 upcoming things. One is the business plan competition. It's not a kind of a public event like this, but we do give a $500 prize to the top business plan. If you'd like to apply, just go to pace.edu/BPC. For business plan competition, the deadline is May 3rd. And we offer a course called Entrepreneurial Implementation. It's capped at 15 students because it's held in the Entrepreneurship Lab. It's offered only in the fall session on Tuesday afternoons from 12:15 to 3:15. And you actually implement some part of a business over the course of the semester. We've done it 5 years and had a number of both interesting and successful ventures come out of that class. So with that, I'm going to introduce our keynote speaker, Stan Spiegelman. Stan and I serve on a board for a company called EmmaMason.com, and the board meetings were held over at the 140 Broadway, and I remember looking out at this incredible view at 40th or something floor, looking out towards Midtown Manhattan, seeing this brand new building over here that wasn't sure what it was, and Stan said, "Oh, that's the Beekman. I'm managing that project." And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And even though it's only a block away from Pace, I hadn't stopped in until just a couple weeks ago. And if you haven't been, I really encourage you to peek your head inside. It's amazing. You'll see some pictures. And I wrote back Stan. I said, "Wow, I hadn't been in, but congratulations. I just stopped in. It's amazing." And he offered me a tour, and we got talking about all the complexity in managing that type of project, from the financing and the zoning and dealing with all different city bureaucracies, but also with there's a restaurant, there's a bar, there's a hotel, there's luxury condominiums. And one thing that I think a lot of entrepreneurs don't know, especially students, is you don't know what you don't know. And looking at the complexity of this project, I thought it would be really helpful for Stan to come in and to speak a bit about the complexity and what he did as a project manager, is understating his role, but what he did, because I think it'll help you understand all the things that go into any type of business project.